So I will have like my mom, who is my co-host, she will communicate with the cleaning team, and then my cleaning team also has access to the calendars on Airbnb, so they can just go in and see themselves what
Hmm.
what days people are checking out and when they're checking in, and they manage
Gotcha.
themselves. So a big part is the delegation aspect. Like I also have my bookkeeper that has access to my calendars and can see how much money is coming in and coming out. I use QuickBooks
Nice.
to manage invoices when people are paying me directly, and my
Okay.
bookkeeper also
Hmm.
does that. So a big part
Hmm.
of it is delegation and having
Right.
those people that know what they need to do, and giving them access to the platforms that they need access to, and just having them do it themselves, because it becomes overwhelming if it's me doing everything.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
with
for
my
sure.
cleaning team, I will have, checklists and things for in between each booking. These are all the things that the home needs to be stocked with. And these are the things that need to be cleaned. And I have videos of how to set up, the sofa cover and just random stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Hmm.
thinking of all those little things and then giving them the space to delegate those tasks to their team. So it really is a team effort for sure. So and it's been working. And
Wow.
I can see, if you don't have people on your team that are experienced and know what they're doing, that's when things can get kind of messy. So your hiring process has to be very thought out and
Hmm.
precise in order for things to happen smoothly, or you're going to be like running around like a chicken without its head,
Everywhere.
trying to
That's
do
Exactly.
correct.
everything at the same
Exactly.
time.
Right.
I can't
And having to do everything
Yeah, it would
because
be
it's not
Right.
done
impossible.
right.
I can't
That
Hmm.
would be
manage
crazy.
the little
Yeah.
details, and knowing that there's a new wine opener needs to be replaced, and all those little details. That
Right.
is something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
those things add up, and so that's
Right.
like my mom is really good at that. She will remember we need to put an extra placemat in the dining room on the third floor, and I'm like, that is so over my head. I do not, I can't. That's crazy.
Right.
But she's really good at that. And so I'm like, okay, that
Hmm.
will be your responsibility while I'm figuring out contracts and negotiating prices and doing
Hmm.
background checks and making sure that, the money's coming in. So yeah, delegation is key.
That's
So
awesome.
just to go back just a little bit, I know, like you said, it was like an aha moment. You woke up one day and it was like, oh my God, I've had 8 Airbnbs or, luxury rentals. So is that when you realized like this was your niche? Like, what was that moment for you where you were like, okay, this is my thing. I'm good at it. Let me keep moving forward.
Yeah, I think I realized that pretty early on. I think once I was able to obtain investors that trusted me, I was like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, like I could do this. This
Hmm.
is, I think having people who, are regular investors, and they know, they like that's what they do. They put their money in places because they know that it's going to make more money.
Mhm.
And having those people trust in me was like, okay, I could do this, and it kind of gave me that momentum. And um, that I think that was like my aha moment once I sat back, and I was like, having my meetings with them and going over the numbers and doing that consistently, and then being like, okay, cool, thanks. And
Hmm. Hmm.
oh,
Yep.
okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was the aha moment.
Great, great. That's
Yeah, and
awesome.
I remember hearing, I believe it was Steve Harvey say, the thing that you do the greatest with the least amount of effort is your gift. And I
Hmm.
think you found
Mm.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
that sounds
definitely
like
is.
it for sure.
Hmm.
For
Yeah,
sure.
Hmm.
that
At
Yeah.
such a
absolutely.
young age, because it's like
Yes.
if me at your age, that would have never
Hmm.
even been a thought in my mind. Like, absolutely not.
Hmm.
You
There
Hmm.
have
would
an
have
old
been no
Hmm.
soul.
way.
That's what people tell me. I have an old soul. That's
Yes.
Hmm.
what it is.
Hmm.
Well,
That's
that's
funny.
good. That is
Yeah,
very good.
and Steve Harvey is so right with that quote, because none of this ever felt like work. It always was just like,
Hmm.
Mm.
well, I get to sit here and go shopping and buy furniture and design this
Hmm.
unit and put
And that's what
together.
you want. You don't want it to
Hmm.
feel like work.
Yeah, and
Yes.
that's what makes it. I feel like that's what makes it so successful, is when it's just fun for you, and you don't have to
Yep.
It's not stressful. It's like you
Exactly.
get excited to go and do it. And it makes all the difference. And
Exactly.
your clients, your investors, your guests, they can sense that and they can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, we get consistent 5-star reviews and people always say like the communication, the the feel when you walk into the apartment, it's like you can tell that it is
Mm-hmm.
very cared for and thought at, like
Yeah.
everything is thought through. And
Right.
Hmm.
in turn, guests will respect your space even more, knowing that this is something that you are very proud of. That's, we, after, so with the arbitrage where we were renting out units, eventually we transitioned into owning property because that is,
Mm-hmm.
that, the arbitrage is cool to scale, but when you want longevity, you have to transition into ownership at some point.
Okay.
And so we bought this multifamily, and the way that we care about every inch of that house, you can feel it when you walk in. And our guests say that all the time. And in return, we can see the way that they care for our place so much more.
Mm-hmm.
We watch on our little like surveillance cameras. We see them in the backyard caring, picking up after their dogs and caring for our space and
Mm-hmm.
having a little community. And that is goes to show our like the energy that we've put in is kind of being reflected back to
Mm-hmm.
us. So
Yeah, they don't just feel like they're a transaction.
right, they're
They
like
feel
this
like they're
is
a part of.
yes,
Yeah.
like this family's investment. This is their home, and they're sharing it with us. Versus this is
Mm-hmm.
just any old property where you never
Right.
even meet the owners, and they're just there to collect money. Like it's you have to have
Yeah.
that intention behind it.
I have one
Amazing.
last. I have one last question for you. Shell might have some more questions, but I have one last question for you. It's called the $1,000 lesson.
Okay.
So if you had to lose $1,000 today to learn a lesson you wish you knew from day one, what would it be? What would that lesson be?
Um, that is a great question. If I had to lose $1,000 today to learn a lesson, um, I would say it's not about being flexible for people.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have that compassion, and this is coming from like a landlord standpoint, dealing with tenants and guests. It's not about being flexible. It is about having systems in place. I know there's people come with their sob stories, and you want to help people out, and you want to be,
Mm-hmm.
that helping hand, and you can do that, but you have to have the systems in place to make sure that you are protected at all
Right.
times. Always make sure that you, your company, and your assets are protected, um, and never compromise that just to lock in a tenant.
Okay.
That will
That's great advice.
Yeah,
cost
that's really
you.
good.
Yeah, and it will cost you in the long run if you're always just trying to help people out,
Hmm.
and putting your company's needs on the back burner. You'll end up losing triple more than a
A
thousand
lot.
dollars. Like, and
Right.
I've been burned, and
Exactly.
I say that from experience because that's been the only thing that has cost me money is, well, oh, I feel so bad for them. Let me help them out. Let me make
Mm-hmm.
sure,
Hmm.
like, give them a place to stay. I know they'll pay me. Da. Sometimes they don't, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
people are always looking for their best
No.
interest in mind. So it's
Mm-hmm.
okay for you to make sure that your company's best interest is at the forefront.
At the
I
forefront.
agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Awesome. Well, I don't have any other questions, but please let us know how folks can reach out to you. How do they find your
Mm-hmm.
business? What's your socials? What's all your
Yes,
info?
for sure. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. My Instagram and TikTok is Tiffany Jasmine, and that's Jasmine spelled Jazmin, Realtor, and underscore. And yeah, you can find me there. And I am,
All right. Well, we appreciate you. This is just the beginning of our endeavor together, girl.
yay, thank you so
Absolutely.
much. It was so fun
Yay.
talking to you guys.
Tell mom I said
All
hi.
right,
I
Tell her to
will.
call
guys.
me sometime.
I will. I'll
Yeah.
tell her for sure. All right,
All
Well,
guys.
we
right.
thank you
This is the
guys.
Shade of amazing conversations,
Yes.
and we will see you guys
See
next
you
time.
later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.